Ramageddon, and it's nasty, and here's why. Did you know 10 years ago, if I ask you, how many AI data centers do you think we had in America?
AI is ruining our life.
The answer to the question is 0. You know how many we have today? 4,000 is the low.
Oh my God.
Up to 5,400 AI data centers, and it's so bad right now that people don't want them to be built in their cities. Missouri just had a story a couple days ago, AI data center they wanted to build. One guy ran against 4 other city council. He beat everybody. He had one campaign. No AI data center if you vote me in. The state of Maine is saying, hey, you guys pump the brakes. You can't come and build AI data centers. Why is this taking place? While we're talking about all of this stuff, data comes out that 70% of all these chips that they build, you know these chips like these DDR5 RAMs that you put in your computer or maybe in the PlayStation that you buy, 70% of these chips that they're building that we would use for consumer electronics, guess what it's being used right now? For AI data centers. TSMC, I believe it's called Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. That company built a center in Arizona to build their chips. They said it's going to cost us $11 billion. And they said, nah, it's a $60 billion project. You know how much it is right now? They just broke ground. $165 billion to build this project. It's so scary while they're
oh my God, $165 billion? Jesus Christ. If y'all don't want to go into debt like that on a project, make sure you hit that link in the description for all student loan debt, medical bills, and student loans. And credit card debt, that's what I meant to say. But yeah, make sure you hit that link in the description. No obligation, completely free, but 10 times faster way to get out of debt. Let's find out the options that are for you.
Good job, my brother. We rocking with you.
That I want to show you this chart. Look at this here. This is what the price of an average DDR5 for 16 gigabyte RAM was. This is July of 2024. Same price, around 125 bucks. All of a sudden, they start developing these AI data centers. And then look what happens. Boom! Skyrockets. That's December of 2025. When I tell you the prices here today or what's going on, you're going to be blown away. Anyways, having said that, today we're going to talk about this concept of Ramageddon and a company that may disrupt the whole thing, that costs may go back down to what it used to be pre-COVID.
What do y'all think is going on? Oh my God, RAM AI? Oh Lord.
This brace here.
Oh no.
But having said that, I'm going to do
Pay for Pat.
up. If you get value out of today's video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe too. So let's get right into it. All right. So Ramageddon, is it this serious?
Make sure you subscribe to Valuetainment.
Why? Let me simplify it for you.
Ramageddon.
You bought a PlayStation, and I'm going to start a little bit backwards for you. In 2020, it's the last PlayStation model that they made. For 499 bucks. You would assume that that PlayStation, if you bought it for 2020, 6 years ago, if you wanted to sell on eBay today, it probably would be worth $300, right? But do you know if you have a used PlayStation right now, you put it on eBay, you're not selling it for $499. You're selling it today for $599. You're selling it for 600 bucks today. You know why? Because these chips are so expensive today, so let's kind of get into it. So these words that we're going to be using, we're going to learn it together. RAM. What is RAM? Random access memory, the short-term memory of a computer. Data is wiped when the device turns off. DRAM, dynamic RAM, type of RAM used in almost all modern devices. Now, when we go to the DDR, the double data rate, the standard language for memory, each generation, DDR4, DDR5, but DDR5 is the latest one that we built, and that's what we're using today for the 2026 computers. They use a DDR5. Now, HBM is the high bandwidth memory. Instead of laying chips flat, you put layers, so 8 to 16 layers, it just goes up, and you stack them up vertically. 3D goes all the way up, significantly faster and more power efficient. The DDR5s takes 8 to 16 weeks to make. The HBMs takes 3 to 6 months to make, but obviously they're a lot more powerful, so you kind of get an idea. The cost for these things can be $120, $30 to $60 if you're talking about what it costs them to make it. To sell it, of course, is a lot higher. The HBMs are more expensive. It could be $1,200, $1,400, up to $3,000, depending on where you're making it. And keep in mind, the wafer you need, we'll put the image here to know what the wafer looks like. You know who's a quiet king of materials when you want to make this kind of stuff? Everybody needs the wafer. Most of it are built in Japan. Now, if you want the chips, you got, I want to say, Taiwan and South Korea that are making the chips. I think most of it is probably in Taiwan. That's why you hear the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company. They control so much of it. This is why Taiwan is such a powerful country when it comes down to the chips. Well, let's go through it. Memory-hungry AIs like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini are using massive amounts of memory, okay? In 2026, this is the kicker here, AI data centers will absorb 70% of all global DRAM production. So imagine the stuff we used to use it for. These AI data centers are like, hey, we need it all, and they're signing.
Man, happy Earth Day to everybody. Happy Earth Day. Shout out to the people that aren't using AI today. Shout out to the people that aren't, doing, well, if you're watching this video, you're breaking the law. Stop using the internet, man. No, I'm trolling. But for real though, it's Earth Day, make sure that you don't litter, you pick up some trash, and do something good for the planet today. That's all I had to say.
Good job, my brother. We rocking with
contracts. Wait to hear what Sam Altman committed to 2 separate companies on how many he was planning on buying in 2030. The number is insane when you hear what he said to them. And then later on, he's like, I don't know if I said it. Both companies didn't fully know about it. It's like, well, it was kind of a non-binding contract, so relax, guys. I didn't give you money yet because of some things that took place. So stay with me here. The big 3 monopoly, Samsung, SK Hynix, and Micron control 93 to 95%.
Jeez!
Market, 93.
Oh my God!
The market they control. So they have the market right now.
They own them.
Focusing on.
I don't understand what that means. Like, bruh, they can literally affect the entire. Like, if they say, you know what, we want $3,000 per chip, they can say that. If they say we only want to charge $1 per chip, they can do that too. They control the whole market.
To HBMs for AIs, and HBM offers a much higher profits. One HBM module to NVIDIA could be the equivalent of 15 to 20 different DDR sticks total. So imagine one HBM versus selling 15 to 20 DDRs. Producing 1 byte of HBM requires 300% more production capacity than 1 byte of DDR. So imagine the electricity, the power, the number of employees, people, the bandwidth, all the costs that you need, leaving consumers with industry scraps. We get the regular stuff, the players get the big stuff. And manufacturers aggressively cut production to clear inventory. 2022 to 2023, and AI demand surged in 24 in waves we've never seen before. So let me kind of give you some numbers here, what happened during COVID. Do you remember during COVID, like regular used car prices went up? Like my car I bought for $100,000. I put 40, 50,000 miles on it. And like, somebody will buy your car right now for $110,000, $120,000. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah, because we don't have chips. And so used cars were selling more than regular cars because like, wait, I can't. Yes, this was happening during COVID. So to give you an idea, pre-COVID, 2019, the average price for a 16 gigabyte, $60 to $80, price per gigabyte was $430. COVID peak, 2021, it goes to $750 per gigabyte. Then it drops back down to the normal price of $310 post-COVID low. Now guess what it is? 4 times higher to what the low was post-COVID. Wait, what? So during COVID, we needed these chips because we couldn't find them to build cars. What are you talking about? Yes, AI just happened. I mean, OpenAI is not like it's 22 years old.
Right.
If you look at Claude and all these other companies, these are not companies
brand
that
new.
have been doing these AI data centers for 20 years. AI data centers are something new that happened the last 10 years, less than 10 years.
Yeah, I have a friend who's working in an AI data center right now, and he's excited because, of course, there's going to be a lot of money to be made if you get in it right now. But also, I had to ask him, like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? Because long-term wise, career-wise, I would question if it would still be around. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think these AI data center jobs and just AI in general in the next 5 to 10 years, where will it truly be at? Because I was very optimistic at first. Now I'm kind of leaning more it'll flatline to where people will understand, the most powerful computer we have daily is really our brain. God gave it to us. We created AI. So at the end of the day, all this other shit is just like, we lazy as shit. We don't want to do nothing, honestly.
They're sitting there saying, wait, what is this going to turn into if they continue? I already told you the PlayStation example, but let me give you an idea what this goes to. While everybody is talking about all of this cost, guess what ends up happening, okay? The reason why these prices went up. This guy named Sam Altman, in October of 2025, he signs a letter of intent, allegedly, with Samsung and SK Hynix in a letter that he wrote. It's called the Ghost Order in 2025. He said, by around 2029, I'm going to order 900,000 RAM wafers per month from you guys. And he's telling these two companies, neither company knows that he's telling the other company. They're thinking they're the only ones. But remember, it is a letter of intent, so it's not a full-on commitment. So roughly 40% of the total global DRAM production reserved for only OpenAI. He's saying this behind closed doors just a few months ago, by the way. We're talking 6 months ago. Primary driver of Ramageddon, price hikes, a lot of people are saying is because of Sam Altman. The prices went up 171%. Like the standard 64 gigabyte DDR5 kit price went from $190 to $700 in 3 months because he said, I want 40% of market share because I need this business. Give it to me. We're going to be okay with it, right? March of 2026, the market learns about these letters of intent are non-binding, no obligation to buy. One of the companies, Micron Technology, the stock drops 22%, and people are asking, why did this happen? Why would he make that commitment? Did these guys start already building the facilities and the products? They haven't started building the products, but they did start getting the team together to commit to building the products that Sam Altman said he needed. So guess what Google comes out and does? They write a research paper, Google's TurboQuant breakthrough. Announced March 25th, software-level compression algorithm for large language models reduced AI memory demand by 600% with zero loss in accuracy.
Wow.
Instant efficiency gain, no need to corner the market on HBMs, proves that Ramageddon was a temporary market shock and not a permanent physical limitation. Retail demand fatigue. Consumers are tired of the high prices, so they're just stopped buying. Meaning the prices went so high, people are like, look, I'm not even buying them. Companies started selling you for a discount. They're like, look, we got to get rid of the stagnant inventory. We'll give you a 15 to 20% discount. So all of this stuff is going on at the same time. And the market's trying to find out what's going to happen with this. These guys are wanting to build more data centers. What's going to happen to OpenAI? What's going to happen to consumer prices, stuff that you and I are buying? On top of everything else that's going on with tariffs and the war.
Yes.
And oil,
Hey.
deal with this stuff?
What the fuck? Can't even use a laptop, y'all. Can't even get no laptop. Like, bruh, it's really hard out here. Like, the world is really coming to a low-key end, and it's happening soon, y'all. So I hope y'all are prepared, because if you're not, when it crumbles, you gonna crumble with it.
1,500 AI data centers that are right down the docket about to build. There's a new article that came out just this week saying half of them are on pause because the speed of chips being made is slow. There's a story of Oracle. I want to say Oracle, OpenAI, and SoftBank. It's one of those banks that have committed to $100 billion of different facilities, upwards of $500 billion just being built in Texas. With Microsoft is building a $7 billion facility, I believe, in Wisconsin. And Microsoft quietly is saying, we got to go nuclear. So what happens here? If they continue going this way and the cost comes to you, the consumer, and the prices go up, guess what White House is now dealing with? Affordability on steroids. So let me get this straight. I'm dealing with gas prices, and I'm dealing with tariffs, and I'm dealing with AI data centers, increasing the cost of electricity, coming to a city near you, time out. Midterms are around. We got to do something about this.
Nah, for real, time out. Hold on, what are y'all doing? Y'all alright? Y'all trying to run us out of an economy.
Pause, pre-midterms, or they got to figure out a new way to make this work so you are not affected by it. So more and more companies are going to have to sit there and say, look, maybe we got to be open to nuclear energy. The one word nobody wants to use, but more and more are starting to realize this may be something we may want to look into. The concerns of the past that we had, we have a lot better controls today. That's what they're claiming that they have. There's a lot more knowledge about how to handle it with all the different mistakes that we made. And by the way, you know who's been going nuclear while America hasn't for the last 10, 20 years? China. China's quietly just said, like, America, don't worry, don't build nuclear. It's not safe, but we'll build it. You guys take your time. No. Don't build it. We'll build it. And then imagine if they do, then we realize, wait a minute, they're advancing faster at the chips. And well, what are we going to be doing? So they're competing. The market is very, very aggressive right now when it comes onto this topic. But the reality is, if you're watching this right now saying, now I realize why these chips are getting more expensive, why I'm paying more money for this. So this is the Ramageddon war that's going on behind closed doors that a lot of people in business, specifically on the AI space, are talking about right now. So if you got value out of this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to...
Oh my god, are y'all subscribed to Valuetainment? Are y'all liking this video? Y'all should go check out the original video. I think that would be our best next move, y'all. But how do y'all feel about this topic? Let me know in the comment section down below. If y'all are scared for the price of RAM, or do you believe that there will be a slow transition back, such as what happened after COVID? Also, tariffs, gas. It's a lot of factors that are making it a lot harder for you as an American citizen to just simply live and to pay for basic necessities. So, what is your opinion on that down below? As usual, I have to say, if you have any credit card debt, student loans, or medical bills, make sure you hit the description, that link in the description down below. Get out of debt 10 times faster, no obligation, no pressure, completely free. Find out what options may be available for you. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you. I hope y'all enjoyed this video today. And I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here with my day.